So we just started the second phase of rehearsals, and this time around it's really working with the media, the technology. We decided at a certain point during the last phase that we are going to work with like a mediated kind of performance through cameras, and this time around it's really including the cameras into the choreography. So in a way, the cameras and the technology is the other actor that Janice has to play next to and off.
I'm kind of glad that we had a two-phase rehearsal process. There are not many shows that I work on that have the luxury of time to do that, and it was pretty important to have a little gap of time in between the two workshop phases to allow the meaning sometimes, to allow the text, to allow what we have explored in the beginning to see if it's still relevant when we come back to it. So when we first went into the workshop process in the beginning, it was very much text driven, so we stuck a lot to the script and we worked off the script as we do in any normal play, and I guess drafted a rough shape of things. But during the 2-3 weeks, longer actually, almost a month before we started the second phase, was a time of research for me. So I did a lot of reading around HIV and AIDS. I did some volunteering work at the Communicable Disease Center, which is also known as the CDC, and that's where many HIV patients are warded when they are undergoing treatment for an infection, for example, and just sort of speaking to them. We had conversations with doctors, medical social workers, and it was, I feel, a very rich period, even though we're not working on the text, just allowing the environment around this illness to set in and sort of settle in our minds as well. So now that we've come into the second phase of rehearsals, it's with a slightly different pair of lens, and I like that. Yeah.
And I'm very, very grateful for Janice, because the first time around I was doing this in 2015, and it was kind of a lonely experience. There wasn't somebody to like bounce ideas off, to have conversations about. So Janice this time around has been really, really helpful because she pushes me to do things that I might be a little bit shy about doing. So including arranging for a visit to the CDC and continuing a kind of visit every week, every Tuesday. So every Tuesday after rehearsals we'll kind of drop by and just check in, and yeah, it really, really expands, I guess for me, a fundamental reason. Because as an artist, you always ask yourself, why are you doing this play? Who are you doing it for? Why is it important to bring this play back again after 18 years? And just the visits really remind me that it's still necessary for the conversation to go on, for us to be thinking and talking about these issues.
I said this to you before. I still think that, I never really think of this as a play. I kind of see it as a performance installation, and that I guess as an audience member you will get as much as you want to participate or want to invest in your time and energy in. So there's a lot of free room for the audience to decide how they want to consume the information that they're given or what they're listening to. And it's not quite the kind of show where you can sit back and hope to be entertained. And actually, if you did that, you might get something you get a lot less than someone who is actively searching, looking, asking, and exploring the floor, the mediums, and the information that's given to you.
Like what Janice has said, it's resisting a kind of passive reception of the show. So we are really asking for the audience to be actively engaging with the content, but also engaging with the space. So encouraging people to move around, not be static. We are using certain technology to help and assist with the engagement, and the audience has a certain kind of autonomy in terms of choosing who they would like to focus on or listen to. Because Paddy's documentation will actually run concurrently with the play, and we are keeping time with his documentation. So in a way, we are providing multiple tracks for the audience to choose their own adventure, choose how they would like to receive the information, choose how much they would like to involve themselves into the story and whose story they would like to follow. For me, when we were doing this play, it was very important, and that's why I chose Janice. I chose to work with Janice. It's not performing Paddy again. You know, it's using his text but transposing it to our present time. So they can expect a choice, as in you can choose to follow Paddy's original documentation, or you can choose to follow Janice's kind of reading and performance of what is a very beautifully written text by Haresh.
And at the end of the day, I think either way, what they can expect is to be an intimate experience with someone who is journeying through their struggle with HIV and AIDS. And I think whether or not it's the original performance by Paddy or now as a restaging and a reinvention, it is still very much about the journey of one person going through and making sense of having this disease.